So, what if I told you that a whole lot of people with these really impressive salaries are actually trapped, stuck, while at the same time, others with totally normal incomes are quietly on their way to real wealth? You see, it's not about how much money you make. It's about a huge misunderstanding of how we're all taught to measure financial success.
In this explainer, we're going to take a 5-step journey to completely flip that measurement on its head. We'll kick things off by busting the salary illusion wide open. Then, we'll zero in on the one metric that actually matters. After that, we'll look at the invisible barrier that holds so many people back, learn the new mindset you need to break through it, and finally, get to the true and honestly surprising reward at the end of all this. All right, first things first, let's dig into the most common and probably the most costly mistake people make when they're trying to figure out if they're getting ahead.
It's this strange paradox, isn't it? You work harder, you get raises, your income goes up, but that deep feeling of security, that sense that you're actually secure, it just never seems to arrive. If that feels familiar to you, listen, it's not you. It's because we've all been taught to stare at the wrong number on the scoreboard. For as long as we can remember, this has been the story, right? Get a bigger paycheck, you move up in the world, but the truth is, it's a lot more complicated than that. This one belief, this one idea, is the very thing that keeps so many people feeling shaky and fragile no matter how much they're earning. And this quote just nails it. When your high income is just being eaten up by high expenses, well, all it takes is one bad month for the whole thing to feel like it could fall apart. You're not free, you're just living in a really nice cage. Okay, so if salary is just an illusion, then what's real? Let's talk about the one number that actually defines where you stand financially and how much freedom you really have. This is it, your net worth. It's simple. Everything you own minus everything you owe. It's not flashy. It's definitely not something you post on Instagram. But it is the only number that tells the unvarnished truth. Because real progress isn't measured by the money that flows through your hands each month, but by what actually sticks around and starts to grow on its own. You can really think about it like this. Income is just a temporary flow. It's like a river. It lets you fund a certain lifestyle, for sure, but the foundation can be pretty fragile. Net worth, on the other hand, that's the bedrock. It's lasting. It builds real stability and ultimately real independence. One is about looking successful, the other is about being secure. So if we know net worth is the key, what's this invisible barrier that stops most people, even people earning a lot of money, from actually building it? And this is where that illusion of progress really hits a wall. You've got this solid income coming in, but it gets totally eaten up just maintaining a costly lifestyle. You feel like you're moving up because you've got nicer things, but financially, you're just treading water, not building any real security for the future. So you might be wondering, where's the line? Where does that feeling of fragility start to turn into genuine stability? Well, the data from the Federal Reserve actually gives us a pretty big clue. It points to a specific group where the game really starts to change. Now look, a number like this can feel huge, totally out of reach, but here's the crucial thing to understand. That number isn't the goal. It's the result. It's the consequence of thousands of little, consistent, and often pretty boring decisions made over many, many years. It's the result of playing a long, quiet game instead of a short, loud one. So, how in the world do you get across that barrier? Well, it's not about some lucky break or a stock tip. It's about adopting a fundamentally different way of thinking. This quote right here perfectly captures the mental shift you have to make. It stops being about what you can show off and starts being about what doesn't keep you up at night. You prioritize peace of mind over status symbols. True wealth means you worry less, not that you spend more. You know, real progress comes from these quiet, kind of unsexy habits. It's the slow, methodical process of investing when everyone else is bored, of saying no to lifestyle upgrades when you get a raise, and just putting your blinders on and ignoring what other people are doing. It's built so slowly that, honestly, most people just give up right before things start to really take off. And this requires a really powerful mental reframe. You have to stop chasing every shiny object and instead shift your focus to protecting and growing what you've already built. Your decisions are no longer just about, how do I get through this month? They're about, how do I set up my future self for freedom? And when you do this, something subtle but really profound starts to happen. You stop measuring your worth by your last paycheck. Instead, you start watching your net worth grow, and you understand what that number really represents: future freedom.
It's not just money to spend, it's time you're buying back.
Okay, finally, after all this quiet, patient work, what's the actual prize? What are you working toward? I can pretty much guarantee it's not what you think it is.
See, reaching a place of financial stability, it doesn't feel like winning the lottery. There are no fireworks, no sudden explosion of happiness. The feeling is actually much quieter and much, much deeper. You know that constant low-level buzz of financial anxiety that's always humming in the back of your mind? One day, you just realize it's gone. The noise just fades away. That unexpected car repair bill or a tough week at work, they no longer send you spiraling into a panic. You've built a buffer, a cushion between the chaos of life and your own peace of mind. And this is the ultimate freedom. Your big life decisions about your career, about where you live, about how you spend your days, they finally come from a place of choice, not from a place of fear or necessity. And that's the bottom line. The ultimate reward isn't about having more stuff. It's about owning your own time, which is your most valuable and most limited resource. It's the freedom to decide how you're going to use the years you have. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When you really look at your own financial habits, your own mindset, are you building a bigger salary or are you building freedom?